Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm gonna answer some of the questions that you've been asking about semi-freeform dreads, and I have all of them on my phone. And the ones that I wanna answer, the most important ones. How often should you wash your dreads? It all depends where you are in the process of you getting dreads. In the beginning process, not that often, not so often. I would say like I stopped washing my hair like for two months, and the reason why is because every time that I would wash my hair in the beginning, I had to start all over again. So what I did was I stopped washing my hair for two to 3 months. But after your dreads are fully formed, there's no problem anymore. Like I would recommend you to wash your hair once or twice a week, and yeah, because you gotta keep them clean. Next question: what are semi-freeform locks? Semi-freeform locks are dreads like my dreads. Um, they are different from freeform dreads. It's one of the mistakes that I kept making when I was like starting making a YouTube video. I kept saying, "Oh, my freeform dreads, my freeform dreads." But what I have right now, my dreads, they are semi freeform dreads. They are not freeform dreads. Freeform dreads is mostly like Bob Marley dreads. Uh, it's it's mostly like you let your hair grow. You just wash them and you don't separate them, you don't do nothing, and they they will be they mostly like matted hair. Like you would see like this, you can have like two, three, four hair tangled together, and a little one like thin on this side and a big one on this side. They just gonna take their own form. You're not separating them. You're not making them look a certain way. You're not using nothing on them. No sponge, no towel, no hairbrush, nothing. But semi-freeform, what I have right now, I started use when I start when I was in the beginning process, I was using a sponge. Still now, I still use the sponge, but sometimes I will use my finger to retwist the roots, to retwist the regrowth. So this is semi-freeform. Semi-freeform is almost like freeform. Is the combination. Okay, the right answer would be the combination of freeform dreads and you maintaining your dreads. So it's like dreads where you don't maintain your hair at all. You just wash them and leave them become dread by themselves, and the process of maintaining your dreads. So it's both combined together. This is what it is. And next question: how to retwist semi-freeform locks? How to retwist them? When you're in the beginning process, to retwist your dreads, you only use depends on how you started. For me, it was like just my sponge. By going clockwise on my hair, you can go counterclockwise too. It all depends how you started. But the way you started, if you started clockwise, you gotta keep doing clockwise all along until the end, until you get rid of your dreads. If you ever get rid of your dreads, if you started counterclockwise, you should go that way. And like I was saying, in the beginning process, you can only you just use your sponge if you using a sponge, and by going clockwise on your hair, you twisting your hair, and if you're getting regrowth, you retwisting them just by doing this like clockwise on your hair. But when you get to a certain length, like my hair right now, they get to my nose. Sometimes just using the sponge doesn't really retwist the regrowth, the roots. So I would use my finger like this and going like this on them. And sometimes I would use a Vaseline and to just to moisturize the roots while I'm doing this. So this is how pretty much you retwist them. And make sure that you separate them while you're doing them, and make sure that these one dread is not in a twist with the other one. Make sure that you separate them and you do them and you retwist them. Go in this motion clockwise if you started like this, or the other motion counterclockwise if you started it like this. And next question: how to maintain semi-freeform locks? How to maintain them? First of all, you keep them clean. So you have to wash them. Like I said, if you're in the beginning process, don't try to wash them too often because you're gonna mess them up. But if they already form, you have dreads, wash them once or twice a week, and make sure that your scalp is clean, and make sure that you don't have a lot of buildups in your hair, in your dreads. One way to not get too much. Secondly, one way to not to get a lot of buildups in your hair is stay away from too much wax, too much a locking gel. For me, I never use locking gel on my hair, on my dreads. Neither neither wax. I never use them. But stay away from too much quantity of these two products because it can be detrimental to your hair. And third, make sure that you using a bonnet, uh, satin cuff when you sleeping at night, things like that. Something on your hair, a do-rag, something like to protect your hair while you're sleeping at night, to keep them from breaking up. And fourth, separate them when they're getting in a twist together. Separate them, but make sure that the root are not getting too thin because they might break because of that. Because think about it, if the roots are getting thinner than the tape, so that means the tape's gonna be heavy on the roots, and the roots gonna break. So make sure even when you're separating them, even when you're doing the separation, make sure that you pay attention to your dreads, to the roots, and how they healthy or not, things like that. And it's better to start paying attention to these things from the start, from the jump, because if you start paying attention to the roots while you already been like far along in the process, it might be too late. Now you may not be able to separate them the way you should. So yeah, and that's it. So it's keep them clean. Use a do-rag, a satin cuff, a bonnet, anything like to keep them from breaking at night, to protect them when you're sleeping at night. Separate them, but make sure that you have healthy roots. And retwist them. The regrowth, you gotta retwist the regrowth. And this is one way to maintain them too. I almost forgot about that. The regrowth. If you're getting values from the video, please give me a thumbs up.